Ladies and gentlemen, American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. I'd like to start with two somber events in history. First, today in history was the assassination date of RFK Jr. in the back of the Ambassador Hotel by Sirhan Sirhan. This was a devastating, absolute devastating death. 1968 saw the assassination of both RFK Jr. and Martin Luther King on the heels of the 1963 assassination of JFK. It's terrible, just absolutely terrible. The 1960s. All right, and then D-Day. They're celebrating the 80th anniversary of D-Day, a joint operation force of United States, Canadian, and British forces. Of course, I like to remind the Brit, the American forces took all the heat on Omaha Beach. Anyway, Joe Biden representing the United States over there. Yeah, right. It's terrible. Hunter, according to his exes, he did crack about every 20 minutes. And according to the store owner's guy's last name is Cleveland, who had him fill out the form, said, take your time. What they're trying to prove is Hunter's going to try to claim at the time he filled out that form, he didn't consider himself an addict. Well, we'll see what happens. All right, Trump is headed to California for 3 fundraisers in 3 different cities. Why? Because there's some billionaires out there that have soured on old Gavin Newsom and Joe Biden. 50 Cent says Trump is the man, and black males continue to identify with Trump. Why? Because he was unfairly prosecuted. Makes sense. This is a wild story. I haven't read all the details about it, but Texas apparently wants to start a stock exchange to compete with the New York Stock Exchange. Wouldn't that be wild? Interesting. Joe Biden's brain. The Wall Street Journal did a story about this. Mike Pompeo and others have weighed in on it, including Ronnie Johnson, President Trump's former doctor. But the Wall Street Journal interviewed like 50 folks, and they said that, this isn't good. In fact, the Wall Street Journal is really pissed off the Biden administration. Now, I want to share something with you that I got to check out. I have a doctor's friend who I saw this week. And my doctor's friend tells me that he personally knows the doctor that treated Joe Biden back in his Senate days for some type of a stroke or something, and that part of his frontal lobe was removed. Now, this is why, this guy stated this like for fact. And that's why you have all of his goofy ass behavior, that he's missing part of his frontal lobe. Now, is this true? Well, I don't know. But this guy wouldn't lie to me. This guy is credible as can be. Do we have a president who's missing part of his frontal lobe? It's pretty wild. We do know we have a president who doesn't know what the hell's going on. Can you just think about this, folks? What this means to our country. That we have this incompetent, demented, as president. Scary. Trump is screening VPs, and I just want to let you know, somebody who did not make the list, Kristi Noem. That dog issue killed her. Even if it's explainable, it just killed her. J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Tim Scott, Tom Cotton, Byron Donalds, Elsie Stefanik, Doug Burgum, and Ben Carson have received information for bio backgrounds, things like that. So, we'll see what financials and whatnot. Trump's opening up an office in Philadelphia. Love it, love it, love it. Symbolic. Trump, by the way, he can win Pennsylvania, get more of the black vote, right? Trump is up 5% in Georgia. 58% of Americans say they live paycheck to paycheck. I figured it'd be more. Hunter and Jim Biden have been referred by Congress to the Justice Department for criminal prosecution for perjury. What'll happen? Nothing. Why? Because it's all odious, fosty harlots. I love that's the Shakespeare insult today, picked by the Brit. Odious, fosty harlot. Why? Support the Americans in Omaha Beach. Well, actually, I should say this. Jamie did wear his British flag today in honor of D-Day. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, American German Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Local News. Flying Pig Marathon. I didn't know they actually had a CEO, Doug Olberdine. I'm the CEO of Patriots Day Freedom Fest, I guess. You know, one-day event, you got to have a CEO of it. Didn't realize that. Paul Stratton, pictured here, only gets 13 years for child trafficking, trying to pick up a little boy, blah, blah, blah. Why don't we have the death penalty? I don't get it. Boone County buses, they're short. They're still making it work. They made it work this year. If you want to be a Boone County bus driver, be a Boone County bus driver. You know, if you want to be a Boone County bus driver, Sabrina, I'll let you come in and do the show later.
No way.
Marcia Miller, 30 years right here for killing Frank Harris in a Latonia shopping center. Ran over him on purpose. See, if I would have ran over Jonah, I would have got 30 years. If he would have ran over my wife, he probably would have got probation. 30 years. All right, and medical marijuana is all the rage. All the towns up here in northern Kentucky, Fort Wright, Florida, deciding whether they're going to participate in medical cannabis, yada, yada, yada. It's arrived, medical cannabis. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.
Hello, Bulldog Nation. Jamie Spindley here with Eric Deters World News. Today's latest headlines. King Charles and Queen Camilla participated in a moment of silent prayer for D-Day veterans during a memorial service in northern France, marking the 80th anniversary of the Normandy landings. An Israeli airstrike targeted a UN school in central Gaza, where hundreds of displaced people were sheltering, resulting in over 27 deaths. The Israeli military stated that the school contained Hamas compound. In other news, a tragic train collision occurred in Czechoslovakia, where a passenger train crashed into a freight train, leading to 4 fatalities and injuring more than 24 people, according to the regional governor. And a large-scale rescue effort was launched in the English Channel after reports of a migrant boat in distress. Approximately 80 migrants were rescued this morning, with some individuals being pulled from the water. Today I'm wearing my Union Jack t-shirt in memory for D-Day and everyone who died. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, American German Bulldog Nation, welcome to Sports Without Boundaries. The Reds 12, Rocky 7, swept the series in Colorado. The bats came out. I mean, they got double-digit hits all 3 freaking games. And a grand slam in the 9th inning by this man, Jonathan Indy. By the way, I ate at Cincy Prime yesterday, and the manager and part owner of Cincy Prime looks like he could be Jonathan Indy's brother, and apparently he's actually his neighbor. He says he gets that a lot. All right, Skeens. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers rookie. I mean, he just smokes it about 100. He pitched 5 innings, got the win. He's 3-0, like a 200 ERA. He struck out Ohtani, and Ohtani also hit a home run off of him. But Skeens is the man. Oklahoma 8, Texas 3 in softball. Oklahoma was pissed off that they were considered the 2nd seed. Texas was the 1st seed when Oklahoma had beaten them. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, you're going to love this. Angel Reese says, people are tuning into WNBA because of me too. Well, she's wrong. Caitlin Clark games get 10 to 20,000 people. Non-Caitlin Clark games get about 5 to 7. Angel, you're wrong. She's jealous of Caitlin Clark, the white heterosexual female player. Let's stir it up. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Caitlin Clark's day is now. Ladies and gentlemen, American German Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Pop Culture. Are you ready for this? The Voice. Levine's coming back. Uh-oh. I'll bet you they offered him a boatload. And it's probably touring schedule probably allowed him to do it. And then there's a Ballerini who's coming back, Bublé, and Legend. So those are your four. Kind of a eclectic. That's how you pronounce it. Eclectic. I think that's how you say it. Mix. Can you say that word, Sabrina? She says no.
You're putting me on the show.
All right, giraffe. A drive-through safari in Texas. Where you drive through, giraffe picked up that kid. Said, I'll take her. Isn't that wild? You drive through a drive-through safari, you got to keep your giraffe away from the toddlers. The toddler was retrieved safely. That's wild. The giraffe was sweet to the kid. Didn't eat it. Didn't stomp it. Do you all realize, may not realize this, Sabrina. I'm going to teach you a lesson. Little zoology here. You look at a giraffe and you think, giraffe's a vulnerable animal. No. Lions and tigers and whatnot fear the giraffe. You know why? Two things. One, its neck with those two pointy things, it swings it. And the kick of the giraffe is deadly. See, giraffes might look sweet, but they're deadly. Sabrina says, stop putting her on her shadow. Stop putting me on your shadow. Got to talk to somebody. Jamie, my mate, is out there babysitting her kids. Giant crabs are believed to maybe have eaten Earhart. Apparently, the island where she crashed and was never found, apparently, they claim that these crabs are as big as cats. And they fear that maybe they ate Earhart. All these things about Earhart. There's one thing about Earhart that when you think about it is so sad and weird and makes you feel, just think if she crashed and she was alive and they didn't find her and, she died from starvation or whatever on an island like that. That's sad. They never did find her. Oh, well. Giant crabs as big as cats, they say. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Keep your kids away from cat crabs and giraffes.